Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a very cold morning here at Royal Waterfront. I can see my breath in the studio. So today what I want to talk about is I've had a couple of people comment saying how can I improve in the winter, what can I do to get better, and we're going to go through that today. 3 different training aids, 3 different drills that you can do to help you get better, prepare for next season and hit the ground running and not be worried about your putting. So first of all, one thing we want to be able to do is get into a correct setup. That's key. We've gone through a couple of drills that you can do for that, but the best training aid you can get on the market for that is nice and easy, is to buy a mirror. So a nice mirror you can get online. What that's going to do is it's going to allow us to be able to get into a correct posture. If I set this up now, that's all set up. So what I can do now is make sure that we've gone through a couple of drills where we stand up tall, club out in front, bend from the waist. And what you want to see here is that your left eye is just inside the ball. That's going to allow us to get into this kind of posture. Arms are matching the shaft. I'm in a nice strong posture that I can then go back, repeat, get the ball starting on line, and hopefully hole in some putts. So it's going to be good for that. So it's going to allow you to be able to get your left eye in line with the ball. One other thing you can do, depending on what mirror you get, if I was now to move this inside and get a ball where that was just before, I can now use this for multiple things. So I can take that posture again. I feel comfortable that I get into the same one every time. But I can now check my shoulder alignment, that I'm not stood this way, shoulders are open, or I'm not left below right and really closed and then guiding it onto target. So it's ticking a couple of boxes for us. I can make sure that I get into here again. My shoulders are square with the line on there. Again, I can then make a putt, get the ball starting on line again, and just in that left hand side. So you can see a mirror there, nice and easy. It's not too expensive, you can find them online, but that's going to help us with our posture, with our shoulder alignment. That's going to help us starting the ball better on line. It's also going to help us with our stroke, so it's going to tick a lot of boxes. Obviously once we've got into that, once we're comfortable with a mirror, we need to get a little bit more like a course situation. So we need to take the mirror out, we need to see and test if you have the if you now have the ability to start the ball online. So the next thing I've got here is a start gate. You can put anything down for this. If you're putting in the house, you could put 2 TV remotes, you could put 2 mugs, you could put anything down there. Nice and easy. This was given to one of our other coaches with, and he must obviously know me because that is my favourite saying, is make sure you beat the ball. But what we're going to do is we're going to set that up and we're going to get that in just in front of it. So around about a foot in front of the ball on this kind of putt. Make sure the ball is lined up and the gate is lined up. I want to make sure that we can get the ball starting on our line. If you're on carpet again and it does wobble off a bit, we just want to make sure that it's in line and it's encouraging me to start the ball where I want it to go. So a little bit further to the right, good. And now I'm going to make a stroke. So this is a 10-foot putt. So if you're hitting putts in the house or you're on the putting green, a 10-foot putt, we've got the gate around about a foot in front. So some of you, what you might see is that your putter goes through and you knock the gate. This is nice. Again, it's ticking a few boxes because we should be a little bit more compact than that. I shouldn't get near the gate. So getting that posture good again, making sure I get into that set routine. And from there, pull the trigger through the gate. Has it got the legs? Just short. So you see there how putting a gate in makes you potentially a little bit more tentative. I was there, I was more focused on getting it through there. But that's a good thing. That's putting me a little bit more focused on my practice. I'm not just hitting endless putts for no reason. I'm giving myself feedback. I'm giving myself a chance to get the ball online. Then I know when I go into the season, I just need to get the pace of the greens. That's another drill we'll be going over in a couple of weeks. So let's move on now. Obviously we've started the ball online. We've got our posture. So we're ticking a few boxes. You can also put this on a breaking putt. So if I was to tilt this putting green again, I would read this. I would still put it a foot in front, but I'd obviously be looking to start the ball on a different line. So it's good for breaking putts as well. So if you are able to get onto a putting green and it's not frosted over like it is this morning or the other day full of puddles, get out there, get some breaking putts, put this gate down, put 2 tees in the ground, put anything, put 2 golf balls, because you should have more than 1 golf ball, I hope. I know I'm running low at the moment. But then we're able to start the ball online. We can do it on breaking putts, we can do it on straight putts, then we know we've got good control of the face. So again, we're practicing things we need to do. So the final thing, guys, is what we want to do is start to give yourself more feedback. So when you're doing these kind of drills, one good thing to get is the Srixon divide balls. I know you can get them in the Q-Star, you can also get them now in another range of the balls that are a little bit cheaper. But a great golf ball to start to see some feedback on, is your face open, is your face closed? Because if you're hitting the gate, we want to figure out, is it open or closed? If you're hitting the right side of the gate, we know it's open. So we need to figure out what we're doing to be able to get that starting online better and towards our target. So nice and easy, we're going to use this to start to see if there's any kind of spin on the golf ball. So I'm going to keep my gate in there. I'm going to make sure that's lined up into the middle. I'm going to get into that setup. So again, practice this setup in there nicely, pull the trigger. I can see it's rolled pretty well and we've held it. Yeah, so we might have seen there, if I was hitting the gate, let's say I was in here now, I cut across it a little bit, and I knock the gate down, I've got some feedback. The ball's not rolled perfectly end over end, so I know that obviously something's off with my stroke, which might mean that my setup's gone a little bit. So nice and easy, we put all these drills together. So now we've got the combination of them all, so we've got the mirror down, we've got the ball for feedback, and we've got the gate, so I can check that my setup's good. Left eye's just inside, I know then I'm in a good posture. From here, through the gate, and straight in the middle. Wasn't a perfect roll, but I got that to start a line because my posture was better. I didn't cut across it, again, because I can get into a consistent setup that's going to help us. So you can use them all together, and then at the end, you might use the divide golf ball to hit with nothing. So guys, nice little setup there, how to practice your putting in the winter. If you're in the house, if you're on the putting green, you can do this. You can check your technique, check your setup, make sure your start line's good, and then finish with a bit of pace. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully that's helped you out. Comment below what do you do with your practice, and I'll see you again later in the week.